First official day today. I'm super excited about it. You know, this group has been a breath of fresh air. Just their camaraderie on and off the court has been fun to watch, just the evolution of that, and just to see our culture thrive. So I think it's going to be a good first day of practice.
Yeah, you mentioned culture right there. It's obviously so important to you. Where do you feel like that is at entering your team now?
Yeah, I mean, our culture, I love where our culture's at. And obviously, everybody knows I think culture wins. I truly believe that. You know, the returning players, the 8 that are returning, they defend the culture, they understand the culture, understand expectations, standards, all that, our family. And then the 6 that came in, they came here for that culture. So it's just been a really healthy blend of the two, and the two groups have merged together seamlessly.
How has the new transfers come in and assimilate into the programs of the team?
Yeah, transfers have been great. You know, we have a lot of different personalities, but they all go well together. I mean, you see so many different kids together. You might see one kid with somebody one day and then there was somebody else the other day. So there's no real cliques like that, you know, and I think that helps our chemistry on the court too. But as far as like basketball, transfers have been stepping up. They've been doing what they're supposed to do, and I think the returners have too. I think everybody from last year got better.
How much of this preseason will be figuring out what lineups work together, who plays well together? How much of that will be found out over the next few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I change the lineups every day. You know, this is our first official practice, but this is about our 15th team practice. So every day there's teams for the day. And then, you know, we switch the lineups. We, you know, just mix groups together because I just want to see what lineups or what combination of kids work. I want to see who plays well together, who understands, things like that. So we're going to mix it all the way up until probably before our first scrimmage.
Coach Mox, where do you feel is the biggest advancement this program has gone from your first year to now entering your second year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're deeper. We, first of all, have more kids. If anybody watched us, they knew by the end of the year we were down to 6, 7 healthy bodies. So now we have 14 on roster. Everybody's talented. Everybody can contribute. Everybody has a unique spot. So I think the depth is going to translate into more wins because we can play at the pace I want to play at, and we can, you know, flourish in my style of play because we have the bodies to do it.
And then when you look at, And then when you look at your schedule, I mean, aside from the ACC, that non-conference schedule, you got some tall timber in there. Just your thoughts about that, because it looks like obviously, you know, it's a strong schedule you got.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's good to be challenged early just to kind of see where you are and also prepare us for ACC conference schedule. You know, we are, in my opinion, the best conference in the country. So I think, you know, with that, you got to be ready for that. You can't just play teams that aren't going to prepare you to compete in conference. So I love that we have some good games here at JPJ. I think that's going to be good for our fan base. And then obviously we go play LSU in the Cayman Islands and some good mid-majors as well. So I think we'll be prepared when it comes conference time.
What is the health status of the team, Sam and Mir, right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's fairly healthy. You know, we had some surgeries in the off season. Everybody's rehabbing and coming back from that. So, you know, in practice, we have a lot of bodies in practice, so we're able to rest kids where we need to. And, you know, hopefully November 1st, all 14 bodies will be ready. But, you know, I think no matter what, we have enough talent.
Let's talk a little bit about Mo and Olivia. You got the Mo No show now.
Yeah, Mo No show. I like that. No, Mo is, you know, she's great. I mean, she just comes in, she's ready. You know, she has great IQ, high motor. She's different for a freshman. You know, she gets it, can score at all 3 levels, plays defense, and, you know, I think she's going to help us tremendously. She's the type of kid, hometown kid, you want to stay home because, you know, a point guard that can do all those things is only going to help the program get back to the glory days. And O is no different. She's different in a way that she's a 6'3" guard. You don't see that very often, you know, so her versatility fits completely into our style of play, and she's going to be a problem to guard because she can score from the inside and out and also really, really shoot the 3. So I just think, you know, they're getting used to just this pace. Everybody at this level, everybody's big, fast, strong. We play very fast and, you know, just getting used to the tempo, things like that. But I think both of them are going to have bright futures here.
You have the hometown kids, but last year you talked so much about getting butts in the seat of JPJ. You know, what kind of support do you expect from the community this year?
Well, hopefully we get a sellout one of these games. But, I love our fan base. And, just even walking around in the community, I might be out to lunch, which happened yesterday. We have people coming up and, oh, Coach, we're just so excited for the season. We got our season tickets. There's just such a buzz for women's basketball right now in this community. And I think everybody's been craving that for a long time. So I'm very appreciative of our fan base, just Wahoo Nation all around. Because even the ones that can't come to the games, they're still sending emails, texts, social media stuff. So I just love the excitement around our sport in general, but definitely around our program.
Do you feel like there is a little more excitement entering year 2 than year 1? Because there was so much last year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it helps that we have some notable recruits coming in, and then we have some kids that played great last year. Even in Cam Taylor, who had accolades in conference and things like that. So I think everybody's excited to see what we put together, and everybody wants to get back to hanging banners. So I think we're just one step closer to that with the depth that we're building.
When you first took the job, you talked about how this school recruits itself with some of the stuff, the facilities, tradition. How important was it sending a message that if you're a good athlete in the area, hometown area, that you wanted them to be here at Virginia, like Mo and Mo?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of those kids that grew up here know this is a storied program. They see, some of they were here for some of the history, or their parents were, and they see the banners in the gym. They know some of the notable alums. So I think once you get those Virginia kids, they have a sense of pride. Maybe that somebody else is just coming here because of, our coaching staff or, just the culture or whatever. But some of these hometown kids are coming here because it's Virginia, along with they love the culture, they love us, the team and all that. But there's something to be said about playing for Virginia when you're from the state.
Where's Cam grown the most?
I'm sorry?
Where's Cam Taylor grown the most since last season? Had a really good last season, but where's she grown the most since?
Yeah, I mean, confidence. I think, she really believes that she's a great player, and she is. She's expanded her game a little bit more, and she's scoring in versatile ways. But then also leadership, being able to be okay with making a mistake and still giving to her team and just bouncing back from things like that. So I think, Cam has grown into a tremendous leader, where last year she was kind of figuring that out.
Well, Coach, with all the adversity, to finish 15-15, knowing that, hey, we could have had a few more games, that's got to be a positive thing to look at. Because that's how I would look at it. But, how do you look at that? You were 15-15, but, some injuries, a few things go different ways. You could have had even a better record.
Yeah, we had a great start. The best start you could have. We're 12-0. Hopefully we can do that again. But obviously we just had so much adversity with injuries, and the bottom kind of fell out there, and we were in every game, but we couldn't close out some of those games. So there's a lot to be proud of, I guess, as far as the turnaround, but there's a lot to just keep us hungry, and I think that's what we talk about, because we know we were in a lot of those games. We could have won a lot of those games, but we didn't. So now it's like we're playing with a chip on our shoulder every day in practice, competing with that refuse to lose mentality and not being okay with those results.